Hello and welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. There's all kinds of family. We chose this one. This is episode 407, D.E.B.S from 2004. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe too, and this episode is brought to you by The Cover. Located in Barcelona's vibrant Eixample, the club stimulates three key areas of members' lives: well-being, work life, and community. Shout out thecover.com.
Well, shout out thecover.com and welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. With us tonight to dive deep into the nostalgia of 2004 into D.E.B.S, which stands for, Joe, do you know what it stands for?
Discipline, energy, and beauty. And what?
Strength.
Oh, fuck. I didn't. The S was there. Okay.
You passed. 3 or 4 is pretty good, though.
Yeah, 75%. That's a C.
With
3
us
out of
tonight,
4 ain't bad.
Someone disciplined, energetic, beautiful, and strong. Returning from earlier this lap, we have Leesa Charlotte. Hello, Leesa.
Hello.
Welcome back to the show.
Oh, so glad to be here.
This was a movie, when we talked Too Fast earlier this lap, you were like, oh, you're doing D.E.B.S? I'm going to come back for D.E.B.S. I'm like, okay, you can come back for D.E.B.S. And here we are. When was it? 'Cause I'm assuming, Joe, you've never seen this movie because I think we talked about this enough. And I'd been meaning to. Once we started the show, I saved it for this. But Leesa, when was the first time you saw D.E.B.S?
Oh, I think that I was pretty young. I think I might have seen it when it came out. So my dad used to rent out movies at the grocery store that he ran. And so I watched like everything, and being like young and queer and unaware of being attracted to women, I was like, that looks great. Just like all the baddies on the cover. And so I'm pretty sure I saw it in 2004 or whenever it came out. And then I didn't revisit it until like my 30s, I think. So
okay.
Yeah. So I saw it like back in the day, and then I rewatched it, and it's just, what a masterpiece.
Now, there is a short film that came out the year before, also made by the same woman, Angela Robinson. Have you seen that? Because I did not watch that for this.
I have seen it, but I think it was like I was doing a deep dive, so I couldn't honestly remember. I know that the chick who plays like the friend is the main character because she's actually gay. So it was like this film was funded that we watched based on this short. And the girl who plays the friend who's like interested in the henchman, I don't know anybody's names.
Yes,
she is like the main girly in the original, I think. She was like part of the original one.
I think it's like 11 minutes long. It's not very long, but it's written and directed by Angela Robinson, who also dated, Joe, for our purposes, Herbie Fully Loaded. Very important. We've covered that on the show. But also a movie called Professor Marston and the Wonder Women, which is great. It's about how like the creation of the Wonder Woman comic is basically formed in like queer life, and like a guy who has like it's great. Go see Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman, but made by Angela Robinson. But D.E.B.S, if you don't know what it is, plaid skirted schoolgirls, are groomed.
Groomed is the right word. Groomed is the right word.
It is,
I think.
but I didn't read this until just now, so I'm reacting in real time. I just copy and paste from IMDb.
I literally use that word to describe it.
Plaid-skirted schoolgirls are groomed by a secret government agency to become the newest members of the elite national defense group D.E.B.S. Like I said, directed and written by Angela Robinson, produced by Jasmine Kozovic, Stacy Kodagow, Douglas Salkin, Pat Scanlon, Alexandra Kondrag. Most of those I don't know what they...
Lesbian Mafia, one assumes. That's what I assume.
Yeah, produced a couple of movies that I've never heard of, but then Andrea Sperling has produced a bunch of movies that Brian has covered over in High School Slumber Party. As that page loads, it was shot by M. David Mullen, who shot Jennifer's Body, also queer cinema, and The Love Witch, also kind of queer cinema. Budget of $3.5 million. Do you want to guess what it made in theaters?
1.25, maybe 800,000.
You're too high. Over 21 days, it grossed $97,446. Basically, no one saw this in theaters. Produced by Andrea Sperling, who did But I'm a Cheerleader, queer cinema, D.E.B.S, Nowhere,
Again.
A bunch of movies, The Doom Generation, a lot of Greg Araki stuff. 42% of Rotten Tomatoes, 56% by the audience. Lacking enough material for a full-length movie, says the consensus. D.E.B.S is short on both plot and laughs.
Yeah, that's because it's not for you. That's why. This is lesbian cinema. Holland Taylor is there. If Holland Taylor is there, you know that it's just, for the gays.
Leesa, have you watched Bosom Buddies, which is not necessarily queer cinema, but she is the boss? So do you know what Bosom Buddies is?
No.
Joe, do you know Bosom Buddies?
No.
Bosom Buddies is what Tom Hanks like broke out doing. Like it was a two-season show in the 80s where he and Peter Scolari, their apartment in the very first scene of the show gets demolished while they're in there. And they're like, we don't know where to live. We don't make enough money. We have to live in the only place we can afford, which is a women's only apartment building. And so they have to dress as women. So, you know, all of that to be said.
I'm sure that was great in like the 90s.
It was like totally it was early 80s, which is I don't know if it's better or worse. But yeah, Bosom Buddies. I remember the first season because we did it all for Hanks with the Memories. The first season's pretty good. Second season, not really. Again, keeping in mind when it was made, but Holland Taylor, very big role in that show. So if you want more Holland Taylor, go check out Bosom Buddies, I guess.
This like film has a great cast though. Like this is like Jimmi Simpson's amazing. I love him. Michael Clarke Duncan. Like this is actually got a lot of really good people in it.
Well, we are covering it because obviously Devon Aoki plays a French girl in it, and Jordana Brewster plays the villain. Joe, I don't know if you could tell by her accent and the beret and the constant smoking of cigarettes and people saying stop speaking French.
Black.
But she's pretty
very
French.
Horny. And very horny all the time. Yeah, she's very French. But it was an interesting choice to let Devon Aoki play French in this movie.
I love it. Like, it's just like, whatever.
It.
I did too. I mean, other than she gets like 4 words in the entire script.
But they're all perfect.
Yeah, coffee black. Yeah, I was
like when she's like, get up, get out. She kicks a guy out of her bed. I don't know. She has a couple of good lines, like only a couple of lines, but they're all
I have
good.
the custom poster that I have on Letterboxd is very good. It's just her smoking because every shot of if you search Devon Aoki D.E.B.S on Google, every picture that comes up is her smoking.
In every scene, which is very French. They nailed it.
Very French. So there's that.
Love
I had to hide the other information so we can play the game later. There is one crazy credit though for D.E.B.S.
I didn't watch the credits, so please tell me what it is.
Well, it's the very opening. So Leesa, I don't know if you know crazy credits on IMDb. It used to be like in the movie Airplane, they would have like joking credits, and so they would like categorize these here, but then other people just add crazy credits for no reason. Okay. And some of them are good, some of them are bad. It's just basically like what's different about the credits. The one crazy credit here is the Screen Gems logo, the producer, takes on the plaid pattern worn by the D.E.B.S schoolgirls. 3 up, 0 down. It's not crazy, but it's pretty fun.
That is pretty fun.
It's a nice touch.
So yes, Jill Ritchie, like Leesa was saying, who plays Janet in this movie, reprises her role from the short film upon which it is adapted. Jordana Brewster wanted to play the role of Amy, who is the lead. However, Angela Robinson, the director, said, no, you want to play Lucy Diamond. You don't want to play the lead. You want to play the bad guy. And it's like, okay, sure.
I mean, she's great as Lucy Diamond. Also, I will say this film may not have made a lot of money at the box office, but this is a cult classic.
Yes.
And I think that's sometimes, 100%. This is like, if you list like the top 5 like lesbian movies, this is top 5. This is up there with But I'm a Cheerleader. Yeah, this
what are the top 5? It's this, But I'm a Cheerleader. What else?
Maybe Jennifer's Body is, maybe. I don't know. I wonder if I looked it up right now what it would say. Top 5 lesbian movies. But I would say that this would be one of the top. I mean, there's not that many to choose from, but this is really like, I just also think that it's like, you know, it's a sign of things going well when like marginalized communities are allowed to make bad films.
For sure.
Yes.
I just think that like, whenever I see a bad movie that's like all created by women, like that horrible film, like, what is it? Like Wine Country with like Amy Poehler and stuff. And I was like, this movie was bad. I'm like, and that's all right. Like, I like... honestly think that we deserve to make really crappy movies too. There's so many bad, like, you know, movies.
I'm glad you said that because I didn't want to say it, but this movie is not very good, but it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It has heart. It has heart, and it's breezy. We talk about length. I disagree with the like the review that you read that said this doesn't have enough to fill a movie. I think it was perfectly 125. Like, that's an in and out runtime. I really enjoyed the pace of it. It was easy to follow. Like, half a Spy Kids movie. I liked it.
Half a Spy Kids movie. Like the scene where she's like, where she's got the remote and she's looking and it's like, not Amy. Not Amy.
Yes. Yeah. Shit like that.
It's so stupid. It's amazing.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun. Yes, I did.
So speaking of lesbianism, there is the one scene in this movie where Sarah Foster and Jordana Brewster have sex, even though they don't really. Like, they're just like, they
cuddling
start
in
kissing
bed.
and then they cut back to them like under the sheets. Mm-hmm. But after they shot the entire movie, Angela Robinson was just like, that scene's not hot enough. We need to reshoot that scene. There's also another piece of trivia on IMDb that says, although Sarah Foster and Jordana Brewster play lesbians, the actresses are straight. And she's like, okay.
Thanks.
So they had to film that scene again.
We can tell, yeah.
Because the director wanted more, but then she used the original, like, chaster version, although, apparently, the hotter scene, in quotes on IMDb, the hotter scene is a deleted scene on the DVD.
Oh, interesting.
Unrated
I do not have the
So if you want to see a steamy sex scene, I guess. But, like, there's no scene. It's like they show them and they cut away and then they're in, after the fact, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Unlike her character, Dominique, Devon Aoki doesn't smoke and had to suffer through smoking herbal cigarettes, which she really couldn't stand the smell of.
The things we do for art.
Yeah. And then the only other trivia that I have is that Lucy Diamond's license plate. Do you remember her license plate?
I couldn't figure out what the vanity plate was. It was like Mandy, like Nandy something.
Ndasky. It's Lucy in the sky.
In the sky with diamonds.
Yeah.
Lucy Diamond. What an original name.
It's a sick ass name. I agree.
As
a villain name, it's a great. It's an awesome name.
There is also. This is another image that I will show you, and this is before we start the movie, because that's all the notes, that's all the trivia. But even before I watched the movie, there was a thing that I saw on the Letterboxd, like, main backdrop for this. Let me see if I can find it again. Joe, I don't know if this is gonna. I know you're not, like, particularly fond of this, even though you're a Pittsburgher, a Yinzer, but they've got a Heinz ketchup, but instead of saying Heinz, it says D.E.B.S.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Amazing. I love it.
Like, this is the default, like, big backdrop poster thing for Letterboxd for Debs on Letterboxd.
Yeah, this guy's in it too.
That's like
That's
Debs
what I
tomato
said.
ketchup. Sure does.
Epic picture.
Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan basically plays like Charlie from Charlie's Angels if he was just
yes,
really crazy all the time and like yelling all the time.
But also he's not really the main character. He's not really Charlie either. He just
he's
in
barely
the movie.
in it. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Like, I just think it's always wonderful when it's just like something like this, and it's just a whole bunch of people who are like just a bunch of random famous people in it for no reason. It's amazing. I love it.
So, Lisa, I want to hear all of your thoughts about it, but first I want to go to Joe. Joe, what did you think of D.E.B.S?
D.E.B.S is a blast, and it did a lot of things that I didn't think it was going to do in very fun ways. I really enjoyed this movie. I would definitely rewatch it. It's really fun. I was trying to explain it to my friends. I often tell them about the movie that I'm watching. I'm watching this movie, D.E.B.S. It has Jordana Brewster grooming a barely legal college girl. And that's where I am so far throughout this film. Like, as I would stop, just give them updates. Like, well, Jordana Brewster had a sing-along, lip syncing thing to give up all of her life of crime to try to win over this straight girl. Apparently,
I think it's important to note this is the premise of the movie. I mean, I read the plot, but the premise of the movie, the voiceover in the beginning, because you mentioned barely legal college girl. Yeah, there is a secret test hidden within the SAT. Yes. This test does not measure a student's attitude at reading, writing, and arithmetic. It measures a student's ability to lie, cheat, fight, and kill. Those who score well are recruited to a secret paramilitary academy.
So it's like Hogwarts.
Some call them spies. Fools call them innocent. They call themselves D.E.B.S. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So I thought when going into this movie that there's a handful of D.E.B.S. When they showed the D.E.B.S. in their classroom, there's hundreds of D.E.B.S. There's so many D.E.B.S.
So many D.E.B.S. There's way more than I imagined. I thought there was going to be 4 D.E.B.S. There's a million D.E.B.S. And there's outposts. There's other D.E.B.S. versions. There's things that aren't D.E.B.S. that are also D.E.B.S. that are
I do wonder if the movie didn't make almost literally $0 at the box office, if there would have been a franchise, because it feels like this is the kind of thing where it's there's a million stories. You could just have different D.E.B.S. with different D.E.B.S.
This would do fucking numbers as a Disney Channel TV show.
Too gay for Disney, but yeah, you're right.
What was Zoe 101 to this? Same shit. Right? Just put them in magic spy school and you just have Devon Aoki smoking all the time. Yes, there's reasons that they wouldn't do it, but that's what I see this as and what it felt like as I was watching it.
Lisa, what do you think of D.E.B.S?
Look, it's a classic. I love it. I've watched it a lot of times. I own it on Apple TV. So I was I couldn't get it and I was I'm going to watch it, obviously, more than once. So I own it. I put it on at the bar a lot. I've made a lot of people watch it. It's a fave. It's very fun. I think it's probably my top lesbian movie, I would say. I think it's really silly and fun.
I knew what this movie was going to be before we got into it, but when the opening titles are scored to a song by Garbage, I was like, oh, we really are in 2004. Like, we are,
we are.
This
Firmly.
is, like, exactly where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And then we get my first, like, the only, like, I rarely take screenshots, and this is really, like, literally just a picture of my TV. But I got this, like, when they put up Jordana's
Cinderella
bio card, like, this is like straight out of the Fast and Furious, right? Where it's
110
name Lucy Diamond, alias Lucinda Reynolds, date of birth unknown, height unknown, weight unknown, eyes brown, hair brown, occupation criminal mastermind, locations confirmed: Lisbon, Nuku'alofa, Brooklyn, Davos, Cannes, and Venice. Present location: Los Angeles.
That's because she was doing the Fast and the Furious.
Mm-hmm. Last surviving member of the Reynolds crime syndicate. So I guess her family, right? The Reynolds family.
Yeah.
Also, considering there was a McPoyle in this and the Reynolds are the family in Always Sunny, there's, things going on there. Skilled in all methods of hand-to-hand combat. Debs approach with extreme caution. Very, very bad. ... And I was like, oh, this movie rules. This is good.
Very, very bad. It's not her fault that she was born into a life of crime.
No.
That's just...
And she gives it up very easily.
A lot in life, exactly.
What would this movie look like if Jordana Brewster's character was a man? Not that I wanted to do that, but I'm just saying, like, is this not the creepiest movie ever?
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because I do think that I would say that it's not untrue to being pursued by a lesbian woman.
Like, stalked like this?
Maybe not quite to the same level, but I do think, like, in same-sex dating, there's, like, different... I mean, I mostly date men. I sometimes date women, and I have had experiences where I'm like, whoa, that's so full-on. I absolutely cannot handle this.
Wait, Leesa, are you... Blink twice if you've ever been driven down a one-way, don't come
tunnel.
This way, turn back, seriously, nothing ahead.
This also, I described to my friends, I was like, Jordana Brewster just took her to a punk rave that has foosball tables.
That's like mostly a lesbian bar, but not entirely a lesbian bar.
Yes, but also a punk rave with foosball tables.
And then Amy is like, I want to leave. She's like, we're so far in these tunnels, like, you can try to get out, but, like, good luck. It's
She's
just
like, here, now just drink.
Here.
Just drink.
You live
just
here now.
drink.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
like, very forcefully.
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit extreme. It definitely wouldn't work with a man.
This would be like the creepiest movie ever, right?
Creepy. Yeah.
It's like a Lifetime movie. It's a Lifetime murderer movie.
It's like there's a movie that came on Lifetime, and I was at the bar with my friend, and we ended up just watching it because no one was coming in, and it was called Stalked by My Amish Boyfriend, and it was very similar to this, but it was an Amish guy. And yeah, kind of similar. Wasn't as cute or campy. Very creepy.
Not fun. Just totally terrifying.
But I think the camp makes it fun.
There's something to me that's, like, remarkable, and maybe this, I don't think this is homophobic, that Jimmi Simpson's character, her like, assistant, is not gay. Like, the fact that he is, I think it's, like, maybe just a subversion of, like, normally, like, the gay assistant, but, like, because the boss is gay, he's straight, and then also trying to hook up with a Deb. Like, there's a weird, like, not what I expected. And also, his main job doesn't seem to be supporting her. It's getting her laid, which is, like, an interesting role and like responsibility.
He's her bestie, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, like, he kind of works for her, too. But, like, I think that he cares about her and her well-being. I love his character so much.
Love is harder than crime.
I think I love him because of this, actually. Like, I'm like, when did I love that actor? And I think I think he has a really interesting face, and I think that's fun. And B, and, like, I think interesting faces are cool. And B, I just think I, like, saw him in this at an impressionable age and was like, I love this guy. What a great
people out there don't know who Jimmi Simpson is. He is one of the McPoyle twins, or McPoyle brothers in Always Sunny, who drinks milk and is disgusting. And he's also one of the stars of Westworld. Like, that's who this guy is. But he's just, like, a normal dude. But, like, you see him, and because I have, like, the connotation from Sunny, it's just like, oh, this guy's gross. But, like, he's just, like, a normal dude. He's just, like, a best friend to Jordana Brewster.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
I do think it is very on brand for a Toretto cop and criminal love story here. Like, Dom falls in love with Brian.
Oh my God, you're so right. I didn't even think about that.
And the tunnels. There's so much Fast and the Furious in this movie, but the crux of the main plot of this movie is a Fast and the Furious movie.
Oh my God, you're right. I can't believe I never made this They were separate to me. I'm so glad I'm here.
I also laughed at the line where Amy says, "You're the they have their guns drawn at each other because the meet cute, and this is also the first time that anyone's ever fought Lucy Diamond and lived to tell about it."
And she just like explodes to diamonds, by the way, which is nice touch.
Love it.
Disappears in diamonds.
She just carries
on the ground
diamonds everywhere.
to just scatter when she leaves.
I think I should start doing that.
Yeah.
But Amy says, "You're the criminal and I'm the cop, so technically I'm more trustworthy." And I'm just like,
Is that true? Is that true? I don't know.
The interesting thing here is that she is writing a thesis on Jordana Brewster about being a female crime lord in a position, in a profession dominated by men, which...
Also in sexuality for some reason. And there's definitely, like, she mentions that it's, like, in, like, criminal sexuality class or something.
So wild. What a great premise for a movie. Oh, I think I was thinking about Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Have you ever seen the TV show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
A little bit of it.
This kind of reminds me, it's a very good show, but this kind of reminds me of that, where it's like the things that, like, when you're like, you've had a few drinks and you're like off the chain and like, you're like, what if we did this? And you're like, you would never do it. It's insane. I feel like this movie is in the same spirit of that. If she's just like, I'm just going to like do this heist and like, you know, threaten her into coming with me. And like, that's going to work out. And then like,
break into her house and kidnap her.
Yeah, exactly. And she just runs
and force her
with
to drrink at the rave that I take her to.
This is what happens when you have too many yes men around you, is what I'm saying. Like, You've got to have someone to reel you in.
Do either of you have a favorite piece of spy tech in this movie?
I think I already said mine.
Oh yeah, say yours again though.
No, it's the X-ray vision thing that she looks at the house with, where it says "not Amy, not Amy, not Amy," and then it's like Amy.
It's like a little like sidekick phone that like shows exactly where like the heat signatures are.
It's also 2004, like so 2004.
Well, she also, like, in that same scene, so she finds Amy, and then the Debs have this, like, invisible security thing around that she has some kind of, like, block, ad block, like, I don't know. So
it's
she, like, draws, like, you know, it's like the sort of the drawing thing.
Like a Bugs Bunny hole.
And
basically, yeah.
Walks through that, and then it closes back behind her, and then she like dances through like the moving security lines.
She definitely does Catherine Zeta-Jones through the lasers,
and then suction cups up to Amy's room.
Yes.
So wait,
my favorite spy tech is that they have just they don't repel, they just have swings that can move multi-directional in the air. What
are they attached to?
I don't know, but they move both horizontally and vertically at their whim, and they just like whenever they need to like let like them have a conversation, they just like the other Debs just like slide over out of the
So funny. Oh, I have a question for you both. Have you ever given a woman a piece of jewelry and then asked for it back when you broke up?
No, but I feel like that's very kind of high school. Like that feels
very high
like
school.
Age appropriate.
That's why this movie didn't feel like they were in college. That's why I was like, she's questionably of age.
I mean, there's not really like that much difference between like high school and early college. It's very similar. Yeah. But like, yeah.
Jordana Brewster's definitely grooming this poor woman. She's
How old is she meant to be?
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm saying, because she's definitely not in college.
I mean, she's a literal crime lord.
How long does that take?
No, but she was born into it. I mean, she's been a crime lord from the crib, you know? Crib to crime lord. Classic.
Did she eventually try to take the D.E.B.S test, or was that like a flashback? What was happening? The scene where like Jordana Brewster like freaks out at the SATs.
Oh, I think she's trying to go legit at the end. So
she was trying to become a D.E.B.
I think so.
Oh,
although she also punches the proctor.
She goes to take the SATs.
Is that during the lip syncing scene, or is that a different scene?
A lot's happening in that scene.
Because the lip syncing scene
it's around then
is amazing.
It's so good.
We need to talk about that.
But at one point, she does take the D.E.B.S exam, and then
the SATs is the D.E.B.S exam.
Well, yeah, and then gets caught cheating, and so she punches the proctor.
But surely she completely wins the exam if she cheats, because isn't it like your ability to lie and cheat?
But
that's
she got
like
caught cheating.
Full score. Oh, fair. Yeah, it's not sneaky enough, perhaps.
Yeah.
I completely missed that, or like I don't remember it. To be fair, as I was saying when you guys got on the phone, like I did not. I picked up an extra shift today, and I did not watch it. But I've seen it so many times. I felt that I.
Well, you've held your own already. Like this is. It's clear that
you're fine. Yeah, you're doing
another thing that we did not talk about when they're in the junk pit, which is the bar that we were talking about before, is that Jordana gets them beers. They're not Coronas. They're Dos Equis, but like it's funny. It's the movie thing where like they turn the label away because it's like, well, we don't have like permission. But the back also has the Dos Equis logo, so you just see the Dos. It's just a little logo instead of the big logo.
Yeah.
But the Corona thing, like that was just the Vin Diesel like Coronas, right? And then now it's become a thing.
They said that all the street racers when they showed up in the first Fast and Furious brought Coronas like to be extras on set and just partied. And they were like, oh, they must like Coronas.
Okay. And then they just like ran with
it. Yeah.
Love it.
Is Endgame just prom?
I got it as like prom / graduation / like you are officially a full-blown Deb, maybe?
Yeah. That's what I sort of saw, like prom graduation with like awards, I guess. I think it was whatever they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
To drive the plot. I do love that they meet again in a hole, like the slow motion as they're running towards each other. And then they run into each other again and they're like, oh, I love you. And then they, it's beautiful. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Well,
you have to watch the movie.
I mean, the movie has, so like a lot of the movie early on, the plot is that Jordana Brewster's a criminal mastermind. We need to take her down. And then the movie becomes, well, they're in love now. And like that's just what the movie is.
They're on a fun time date for a week where she like doesn't answer her phone for a week.
That is pretty like gay though, to be fair. Like that's lesbian culture for sure.
What? They just moving found a new together. Girlfriend?
Yeah, then you've heard the U-Haul thing, right?
What? No.
Oh, like what do you
I don't know any of these things. You need to
what do you bring on a lesbian date? A U-Haul? Because like lesbian couples just move so fast. And like it's always like, oh, they move in together after a week. I mean, that's an over-exaggeration sometimes.
But understood. The joke is there for a reason.
Yeah. That's why it's like, funny.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, let me explain lesbian culture to you.
Please. No, I just have
bisexual.
No
well, you're doing a better job in the movie where Janet says to Amy, you're a slut. A gay slut. And it's just like...
There's a lot of questionable lines in this movie that I don't know how they got
Jimmi
away
Simpson
with.
says, well, they got away with it because it's 2004.
I know.
Jimmi Simpson says the R word when Jordan's like, do I look okay? And she just goes, this is R. And it's just like,
yeah.
Okay.
That one I give a pat, like of the time, like that one, like I understand.
Every early 2000s movie has that word. It's crazy. You're just like, really?
When the boyfriend gives her the puka shell bracelet and tells her the whole Leslie thing is kind of hot, though, I was like, okay.
That is my bisexual experience, by the way.
That boyfriend I know from Seventh Heaven, so he, from that whole like Christian family TV show to lesbian drama, lesbian comedy.
He was trying to get out of it. It's like, where is he now? What is he doing?
He's not doing a lot. I think his brother, I don't think his brother in...
Oh, he's still in movies, hey.
Either his brother in the show or his brother in real life or both became Arrow on CW.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But this guy is just kind of like a working actor.
Yeah, it looks like. Like he's still working. Good for him.
But
I just looked up his IMDb.
In the movie, after they have we're in love now, that's when Holland Taylor pops up and it's just like, well, we got to take down Lucy Diamond now. And then it becomes, they find out that Amy is in love with her, and then it becomes this whole like, well, you can't be in love with her because she's a bad guy and you're a Deb.
So she's conflicted with both her
You've
sexuality
got to have a conflict.
And...
Yes, of course.
And, yeah.
But before that, we do have the fun and games where like they give a bedazzled handcuffs as a gift, which is, pretty beautiful.
She shoots it on an arrow into her window.
Well, no, that's when she gives it back angrily.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this movie's even better when you just talk about it.
Yeah.
I think there's just so much happening at the time, and then hearing your perspectives is just opening it up for me. I love it. I'm going to go watch it after this.
Yeah, you just need two straight guys to explain what D.E.B.S is about.
Please
like what we noticed. What
but it's actually interesting because I'm like, probably more entrenched in like queer women culture. So like they're actually seeing it through two straight guys' eyes is very interesting.
Well, we're just like, how is this like Fast and Furious? And it's like, well,
it's gay.
Kind of the same.
It is also gay.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious is also very gay. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I hadn't made the cop criminal connection falling in love before, and that's actually perfect. And
And in the end, it's the same ending where, like, the cop lets the criminal go because of love.
Of course. That's how it always goes.
Because they're at Endgame, and she's giving...
Jordana Brewster does a Die Hard through the
Is she reading
ceiling.
her paper, or is she just, like, giving a speech? Like, is the speech the paper that she wrote that she got an A+ on?
No, the speech is her concocted story because...
She has to save face for the D.E.B.S, right?
She has to save face for the D.E.B.S because they find out that she's actually in love with Lucy Diamond, and then the head D.E.B shows up, and they're like, look, we can concoct a plan where you just say she's so good that she, like, didn't die when she fought Lucy Diamond for a whole week, and she definitely wasn't making out with her. and we'll say that we're going to send her off to Siberia. And, like, that's how you get out of this, and no one ever knows about her gay week together with Jordana Brewster. And they're like, deal. And so she is reading the speech that's the fake story about, like, they wrote it only because it's not a real, she can't, like, off the cuff her week with Lucy Diamond fighting.
Right.
So it's just like a script.
But Jordana hears her reading about how Lucy, like, if evil has a face, if, like, villainy has a face, it's Lucy Diamond, she's about to cry. And then she goes, but I've got a date with the devil, and then runs off stage just like, oh no, she's in love.
Yeah.
Perfect line of dialogue, might I say. A date with the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
And they kiss, and there's a happy ending. But before that, though, we've got Jordana Brewster lip-syncing to Eraser's A Little Respect.
Yes.
I love this scene so much. I tweeted this as too fast. I just put it. I'm like, I need to get this out there. Like, it's so wonderful.
It's a great song.
It's just such a fun performance.
Yeah.
I love that the commitment for Jordana to go lip sync and not try to sing it or have somebody like ADR over, just full on, like, I'm not even gonna do this. that level of in this movie fits so well.
I feel like this is, like, we've done a couple different Jordana movies. Like, we obviously done all the Fast and Furious movies. Joey, we each saw Hard Eyes, where I feel like she has a little bit of room to have fun. The Faculty, which
Hard Eyes is fun. Hard Eyes is a lot of fun.
Hard Eyes is fun, but she's kind of just like, she's sort of, you know, as a cop in that, right? Like,
you're right. She channeled her Lucy Diamond to play hard. Lucy Diamond walked, so she.
This feels like, for the first time, her having fun in a way that, like, she never gets to as Mia.
She never, because she doesn't get to do anything.
Doesn't get to do anything fun. Oh, the only fun Mia had was in the first movie, when she got to, like, fuck around,
make out with Brian. Yeah,
well, and also she drives the car and she's, like, laughing, and then I think she also, like, is fucking around with what's his face about that. I want to say Shenanigans, but I'm thinking of Super Troopers. When, like, she's messing around with Vince, like, when she's like, oh, what's that bar you want to, like, that restaurant you want to take me to? I think that's, like, the only time she has fun. I think after that, no more fun in any of the movies.
Well, she's a mother now. Like, she can have fun.
Mothers famously never have fun.
Never. What did you think, Leesa, as an Australian, when she gets dumped by Amy? Amy's like, I have to be a Deb now. I can't be in a relationship. And Jordana says, she says, Australia's toast. And her assistant says, what do you have against Australia? She says, I don't like their attitude.
You know what? I actually just really love a representation of Australia.
Sure.
Ever in a movie. I'm always excited.
Australia mentioned.
Yeah, when Australia's mentioned, I'm always thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an honor to be nominated, right? Like, if she's going to blow up either a country or a continent, whatever she's trying to aim for, and she picks yours.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel about it. Australia's, like, I don't know. Yeah, it's, like, weird being from a country that is, I guess, smaller and kind of remote, and people don't know about it. So, like, I mean, like, as in people know Australia's there, they don't know anything about it usually, or they know, like, one or two things, and so it's always kind of fun when it's, like, included in, like, it's just fun to be included.
Wait, in 2004, were you here? Or were you there?
Oh no, I was there. That's my last year of high school.
So if she had blown up Australia, you wouldn't be here.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Thank gosh she didn't.
Thankfully, they got back together.
That's a slide door situation.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, my life would have been so different if Lucy Diamond blew up Australia. It's pretty big though. It would be kind of hard to blow up the whole thing. And, like, to be fair, I'm from, like, a pretty, like, low density part of Australia, so I probably would have been fine. Maybe some, like, nuclear fallout or something. I don't know.
Makes sense.
They talk about blowing up Australia in Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog as well.
I just mentioned Dr. Horrible like 3 days ago to Jimmy.
Oh my god,
that's so weird that you just brought it up again.
Why did you? Oh, you were guessing something. We were playing the letterbox game, and you guessed Dr. Horrible. I was like, wow, that's like a deep cut. That's like the previous writer's strike, right? Where it's like, well, we can't write things, so we might as well write our own thing and do our thing.
Don't we just love how many strikes and recessions that we get to go through in our generation?
It's fun. It's kind of fun. Yeah.
It's so uplifting.
It's just great. Once in a lifetime? Yeah, right.
I was thinking you were talking about hearing Australia mentioned in movies, and that's canceled. So,
I mean,
good luck.
No more movies, Australia.
Yeah, no more movies.
There was one recently, The Fall Guy. That was set in Australia, and I didn't know that. And we were just like, "Oh, let's put on a romp." And I put it on, and then it was in Australia, and I was so excited. I was like, "Oh, this is great!"
I was saying before we started recording that the new Nicolas Cage movie, The Surfer, is set in Australia.
Australia? Well, I mean, I think there's like a lot of places to film. It's like pretty sparsely populated. Like 25 million people in a country like the same size as mainland USA. There's lots of places to go and film. It's pretty chill. I think people like to go there and film. It's like pretty fun.
I mean, one of my favorite TV shows of all time was, I guess, started in Australia. Lost started there.
Yeah. There was a lot of Australian Lost.
Trying to fly to LAX and didn't.
Yeah, it did start in Australia. Mm-hmm. I still haven't seen The Leftovers because I was meant to do... I had started a podcast with my co-host, my co-producer from Sweetbitter, and then we just kind of never moved it forward. And so I've still held off on like watching it because I'm like in my head.
It's
like,
good.
I've done like 3 episodes.
That is my favorite show of all time. And season 3 is in Australia.
I know. Maybe we need to do it with Elise. Keep me on track. Let's talk.
We can bring you back and you just update us on where you are in The Leftovers. I love it. Just like checking with Leesa. How are you doing on The Leftovers?
Oh man, yeah. So I really want to watch it because The Watchmen was like a perfect season of television.
Yeah.
And that was Damon Lindelof as well.
Yes. And then I still haven't seen very much of, what's the one where it's Betty Gilpin's trying to take down AI?
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's on Peacock. I haven't seen that either, and I feel like I should. That is called Mrs. Davis.
Oh, Mrs. Davis. I'm going to write that down and watch it.
Yeah.
I saw her in O'Mary, and I was like talking about it. And
fucking Bolt was just talking about O'Mary.
I know, we were talking about O'Mary at the musical, and then we talked about Cola Scola, and then Cola Scola popped up on the Vogue at the red carpet for the Met Gala, which I was watching with my fiance.
Yeah, you were just like in there in spirit with us. Your spirit had stayed back or something. You've been like too close to where we are, like in a weird way, like mentioning Dr. Horrible, O'Mary, like you were just all around where we've been.
We were in the same space 3 days apart. 3 days apart.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about. We'll get there in a second. Joe, do you have other thoughts? Any other notes about D.E.B.S?
I injected all of my... I did respect a Silence of the Lambs reference for no reason. That was kind of cool. And I think I cut all of my other... Oh, Lucy Diamond's just Cypher.
Yeah.
She doesn't have dreadlocks, though.
I know, yeah. It's with a better
Okay, that was one thing that I did appreciate in the Fast and the Furious musical was the comments on Charlize Theron's hair. I don't know how it wasn't intentional that she had dreadlocks as a white South African lady, but they claim that that was not intentional and they just thought it was cool. And I'm like, that's wild.
Our theory was always that she was doing a version of Sway from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, okay.
Because Angelina Jolie has dreadlocks in that movie.
Yes, but that movie was made at a time when that conversation hadn't happened. And Fast 8,
yes.
We had that conversation, and also she's South African, which just adds another layer to it.
It does, yes.
So I did really appreciate in the Fast and the Furious musical the reference to the dreadlocks, and then the fact that her new haircut somehow was also quite racist somehow. Like a Hitler haircut or something.
Yeah, before we fully transition there, Lisa, is there anything else you want to say about D.E.B.S? Because we'll play the games at the end. We'll watch a trailer and do the letterbox game, but we'll talk about the musical first. But anything else you want to say about D.E.B.S before we put a pause on this conversation?
Look, I mean, D.E.B.S is a cult lesbian classic, but it's not just for the lesbians, as we've now
it's not.
learned.
It's a lot of fun.
I think that everyone should watch it. I think it's fun. I love stupid movies. I think it's just like, I just miss silly movies. I love a silly movie.
I agree. This would definitely be playing in the background of my dive bar at some point. And everybody would be like, what the fuck are you watching? You're like, D.E.B.S.
This is actually an amazing, like, from my like experience as a dive bartender, this is actually a great bar movie. People always love it. Also Twilight, weirdly. People love Twilight.
I did a whole lap of Twilight with Brian on this podcast.
But like if you put like Twilight on in a dive bar, everyone's going to talk about it. It's crazy. You wouldn't expect it, but that's how it goes.
We were at a very cool bar before we went to the musical, and they had Logan's Run on, which like I know is a cult classic movie, which I've not seen. I should have seen, but I haven't seen. But like nothing really happens in that movie. We're just like watching like just people talking in a room. I'm like, this feels like a missed opportunity.
Yeah, you've got to put on something that's like going to be visually fun.
This was visually fun, but
D.E.B.S would work.
D.E.B.S would work.
D.E.B.S works. Like what Spaceballs, like all of those like spoof like space movies are good. Fast and the Furious, great bar movie. You
need something that everybody's either seen or hasn't seen, can talk about or not talk about, and visually appealing.
Final Destination.
Excellent.
Amazing.
Oh, I'm watching those all now because I've only seen the first one. I rewatched the first one yesterday. I'm gonna watch the second one after we're done here. But I'm getting ready for next weekend.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I should book my tickets to go see it at IMAX.
Yeah, good call.
I like love Final Destination.
I've got a lot of rewatching to do because I have that, and I also have. I'm going to do all the Mission Impossible movies again, which I've seen all those.
Final Destination's a lot of fun. I don't know which ones I've seen or which ones I haven't, but I've seen a lot of them and multiple times, and they're always fun.
Before we move on, will this be too much of a spoiler for you? I was going to say, what's your favorite Final Destination death?
No, I don't even have one. I couldn't even tell you one off the top of my head.
Oh, really?
Lisa, tell me which movie is your favorite? Which movie is your favorite death?
Oh, I don't know what my favorite movie is. I never know which one is the scenes from. I think the one that the death that stuck most with me was the tanning beds, and I'm not going to say anything more.
Okay, because I know like the first one is the plane crash. Like there's some good ones, but like the roller coaster in my mind is like the one that's like the big like that's the Final Destination thing, and that's the third movie.
Yeah, I think that's maybe where the tanning beds one is actually. Okay. But
hold on one second. My cat is trying to break down the door. Hold on.
Good. Yeah. Did you ever see the tweet that was like sitting my kid down to watch Final Destination? So this motherfucker learns why we don't drive behind trucks carrying logs.
Every single time. I cannot drive behind any truck with a log.
Immediately.
Yes, immediately, next lane. Cannot do it. That was the second movie? Yeah, that's the second one, right? The car accidents. Yeah, I mean, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is great. So the third movie, I guess. And that's got like, I think Jack from Dawson's Creek is in one of them, or many of them. Actually, I think that is the first one. I don't know. I also loved Devon Sawa as a kid because he was like Casper and like he was in Now and Then and he was.
Oh, I did watch. I watched this and that in the same day, and I watched a Devon Aoki and a Devon Sawa movie in the same day. And I feel like there's not that many people have done both of those, but also maybe a lot of people have seen our two big Devons. Double Devon
Day.
Okay, let's talk about Fast and Furious: a musical parody, which is an LA-based musical that we saw in Brooklyn. They played, I think, 3 nights in a row at the Bell House.
Yeah. 3 sold-out nights.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
It was you, me, and my fiancée, Margaret. And we also met there Brian of Late Night Slumber Party, High School Slumber, whatever, Rodriguez.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of the show.
Fatherdom.
It hasn't come back in so long.
Fatherdom.
And also past guest of the show, Walt Hickey was there too. Sold out, like you said. There were some cool, like, custom cocktails. No Coronas, which feels like a swing and a miss on the Bell House's part. Like a very cool venue.
But I mean, that could be their liquor deals. Who knows, right? I forgive them for no Coronas, although they should have probably bought a pallet of
You could literally just buy Coronas at the store. And
that's what I mean, and resell them.
Yeah, exactly.
Before we share our thoughts, Lisa, what were your thoughts on... Because you didn't see it the same night as us. You saw 2 nights before us. What do you think of the musical parody?
I had no idea what to expect. It was, yes, I would say it was fun and forgettable. I had a pretty good time. I wanted it to be gayer. There were some real side tangents that felt weird. I don't know why there was like a wacky waving arm guy
who had a whole musical number. Yes, that was one of my thoughts as well. Yeah.
I did kind of like the car getting like revenge.
Mm-hmm. That was cool.
That was a fun plot line. As I just said, I liked that they pointed out that Charlize Theron's hair was like crazy. I didn't really like that they kept going on like, oh, I can't believe it's Academy Award winners in this movie, and I'm like, that's rough. These movies are great. All of them love these films.
It's how money works. Like like people get paychecks.
I think that a lot of the people like oh my god, I'm blanking.
Like Helen Mirren she loves doing action movies. Yeah.
Yes, and Brie Larson's like, I fucking love these films. I want to be in these films. Like,
yeah,
I'm so
Helen Mirren
excited
pitched
to be
herself
in these
to
films.
Vin. Like,
Yeah,
Vin didn't ask Helen Mirren to be in them. She was like, I want to be in a Fast and the Furious movie. And Vin was like, I'll call her and we'll make this happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why are you making it sound so crazy that these people would be in it? So I didn't like that part. And then, yeah, I just feel like there is so much they could have done. And like, I also don't really understand Tyrese's character as like this really...
He was the thoughtful, logical one.
Yeah, like, I don't know why they did that.
The play is, or the musical is basically like recounting the plot of 8, which seems like an interesting choice.
Yes.
It's like an hour 40, which I messaged you before, and you're like, I think it's almost 2 hours. I'm like, oh my God, that is too long.
That feels too long.
No intermission.
I was saying, they also say no intermission when they get started, which I'm like, okay, so like maybe it's shorter, but maybe not. I don't know. I also feel like that crowd probably would have like thinned out a little bit if there was an intermission. Like I feel like that's the kind of thing that you would lose people. But the first hour I thought was like pretty, like it was, poking fun at the franchise or whatever, in like ways that we do, and also ways that like, like it seems that they do love it. And then like the third quarter of it is what you were saying about like the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Like there's just like, I don't know that we need any of this. Like, it feels like they just wanted to pad it out for some reason. And the end was better than the third quarter. But I felt like they could have, like, if they wanted to, set up... Because they, like, bring in Momoa and they bring in... Like, they bring in the villains from 9-10. And it feels like they could set up, like, if they wanted to, if they don't have to, a second musical. But they, like, kind of bring them into this one, too. Which is like, no, just, like, tease, like, the next one.
We have a different relationship with these movies than a lot of people do, obviously. In that sense that sometimes I get mildly defensive about it. Like, not so much online, but, like, hearing, like, jokes at the, like, low-hanging fruit jokes about the Fast and the Furious sometimes, like, just don't work for me at all, because I'm like, yeah, like, we know that they, like, have goofy-ass plots that don't make sense and stuff like that. Like, you don't need to poke fun at that part of it. But the other side of that is that I do think that the people that wrote it have some reverence for the franchise in some form. They were pretty knowledgeable about the characters and the like nuance of like what is happening beyond just like they're silly and stupid. And there was definitely, like, parts of it that I really liked. Like, Joey and I talked about it after it was over. But, like, seeing the idea of, like, one of the henchmen has, like, a real family. And like
that was very Austin Powers.
Yeah, like, that was, like, an interesting, fun thing. They did a part where they like, broke into song that was a bit on Hamilton.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was very funny.
Yeah, and Walt was next to us, and he was like, I've never been so low and so high on something immediately, like, back to back. He was like, I was like, oh my God, they cannot touch Hamilton. That's a sacrilege. And then, like, immediately was like, they nailed it. This was a lot of fun. Good call. Yeah. That was hilarious. So, like, there was a lot of stuff like that. I'm with you, Joey. I think that it was a little long. We probably didn't need the wacky inflatable arm guy musical number.
I do like that you did say wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, which we have all, I guess, gotten from Family Guy.
Yeah.
I think the thing that you said about the plots, I think the reason it's annoying is because there are so many action film franchises that have fucking ridiculous plots. And for some reason, when you talk about Fast and the Furious, everyone's like pressed that there are too many movies and that they're dumb. But like you were just saying, like, oh, you're going to go see Mission Impossible. And no one seems to care that right. has also been going forever. And that also has insane plots. James Bond. And it's like, it does feel a little, I guess, like, maybe I'm reading into it, but like racially charged. Like, it's just like, why, like I was saying before, like, marginalized groups should be able to make dumb movies, right? Like, why can we have like a James Bond and a Mission Impossible and all of these films, and they can be dumb and there can be like 3,000 of them, and that's fine. But like Fast and the Furious is like the 8th highest grossing film franchise of all time, and like you want to point out that one specifically is too dumb.
To me, it feels more like you're just like bullying the kid that's already getting bullied all the time. You know what I mean? Like that's why like I feel bad. I'm like, yeah, we obviously know you're right. Like all of these things, like all fucking action movies have stupid plots, and like we obviously know these have stupid plots, but like that's also not why we like them.
Yeah, like to Lisa's point, like if these movies took themselves like really seriously, like the Mission Impossible movies or James Bond, like would people like give them more respect? Like, the fact that they're, like, winking, like, hey, we went to space, it's like, well, or is it lost already because it's Cars? And again, Leesa, what you're saying, like, because there's black people in it. Like, is that what people? I don't know.
I mean, we're 3 white people, but like, that's kind of
we're
like,
two straight guys
wonder.
talking about D.E.B.S. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like for me, I'm like, I wonder if that's part of it, because it's just like there are a lot of franchises which, like, Marvel. How many fucking Marvel movies are there? Some of them are fucking ridiculous. Like, we do not need more Marvel movies, like, at all. Like, and you know, I just think that, like, why can't there just be this other dumb thing? Like, why can't we just like dumb shit?
I will also say another thing that we loved, that I think Walt in particular loved, was the line "Wrench good, depression bad." When when the Dom Toretto character undergoes some kind of like actual growth, I think probably via Tyrese.
Who is the Tyrese character was wild to me. I don't know why they made him like that. It felt bizarre, but
I will say we also the woman who plays Cypher, who
is
also
fucking good.
Who also
she was
sings,
great.
Really good.
She also sings the Michelle Rodriguez.
She sings every woman's part in the musical, rightfully so.
I think the woman who played Ludacris was also really good.
She's the Cypher woman is Frankie Bird, which Walt sent us a link. I've not listened to yet, but Frankie Bird has a lot of like stuff on Spotify that apparently she's like really good. So these are like legitimately talented. Like,
I think everyone was reasonably talented.
Yeah,
I really like that they had women playing like basically like all the men roles. I like that The Rock was a woman. And there was it's the most bald caps I've ever seen in a show, I think.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, they did pretty well with the bald caps. And I did like the Michelle Rodriguez leather jacket thing, even if it was a bit. It was
so Michelle in the musical, anytime that somebody is wearing the leather jacket, they just are Michelle Rodriguez. It's so there is not a Michelle Rodriguez character. It's just the leather jacket getting passed around by everyone. Great bit, loved it, a lot of fun.
I will say the only thing that I wish, and like Joe, this is going back to what you're saying about like, you know, we're defensive of these, is that like two things I wish it didn't do is like this is literally the plot to the 9th movie. It's like, yeah, like what do you what do you expect?
That's what I mean. Making the franchise the punchline of the joke is just such low-hanging fruit for me that I'm like, you had better jokes that hit and I laughed at.
Like, I think it's okay, and I think it's fair and deserved to like try to explain the plots, because like a couple laps ago we're like, wait, what actually is the plot to 7? Like we've talked about this movie 13 times.
Yeah.
Like,
Walker dies. That's what it is.
Exactly.
He dies.
And then the other thing, and I was saying this before we started recording, is that like in the like the little playbill booklet thing that they give out before you go in there, it's like this actress is playing Charlize Theron, not playing Cypher, playing Charlize Theron. It's just like, well, you're Charlize Theron. It's just like, treat the audience like a little bit more intelligence. Like, you don't need to pretend like you can explain.
I think that was part of the joke, though.
I know, but I don't need that. Like that just sort of dumbs it down in a way that I'm like, be better than that.
Yeah, but as you said, like a lot of the people in the room hadn't even seen the franchise, so like I guess they were probably making it. Like,
that felt
not everyone's
weird
as much of
too.
a fan as we are.
That's what I'm saying. That felt weird too. Like I'm all about like people coming along, join us, right? But at the same time, like if like half of the audience hasn't seen it or are laughing about the jokes about the like plot, then I'm like, wait, you guys can't laugh at like this is my baby. You know what I mean? Like don't laugh at this part of it.
It's like me with my hometown where I'm like, I will never live there again, but don't you dare say anything bad about it. It's a wonderful city. Like, It feels like that very much.
Yes.
Like, no, we can laugh together about it, but like, you can't say anything because you don't know about it. But
you never watched all 10 of these movies 14 times in a row. Like, you don't understand why this is funny. Yeah. Either way, I think it was good. I think that if it comes around and if anybody has the opportunity to see it, you should see it once because it is worth just experiencing.
Also, like if I don't know if they did, but like if they film it and just like stream it or something, like watch it, like you don't need to be there in person. I think like just experiencing it, however, would be good once. Yeah.
It's creative for sure, and they do there's a lot of things that I did really like about it. So I think that if you have the opportunity, go support them. It was cool.
And they haven't been sued yet, so yeah.
No. Well, I think parody covers you from a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I don't know if that's actually true, but they did say that the Universal lawyers came to their show.
Didn't say it
LA.
to us.
Okay, they said the Universal lawyers were the drunkest people at their show, and they're like, "Don't worry, we're not going to sue you yet."
Well, they also, like, in the little pamphlet, like, there's, like, on the first page, it says, we are not in any way affiliated by, endorsed by, blah, 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 Universal Pictures. It's like, yeah, no, we're clear. This is its own thing.
Yeah, they said that at the beginning of the show as well. So, I don't know. Yeah, maybe because it was the first night that I went to, and they were like, yeah, like, the lawyers have come to our shows before, and they said they're not going to sue us yet. So, hopefully we don't get sued. But, I mean, it's all fun.
I wonder if that's also why they, like, have actor names instead of character names. Like, it's like Can't Bear too similar.
True. Good point, Joey.
Like, it is Dom Toretto. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, look, parody. It's like, I don't think he's doing anything bad for the franchise. Like, it's fun that people want to, like, do that, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think the big takeaway, and Joe, you said this earlier, is that, like, it seemed like they did, like, it came from a place of love. Like, they were making fun of it, but they loved it, and, like, that's, you know.
And they had to cater to an audience that possibly haven't seen them, so I get it. I just, you know, I personally defend these a little bit stronger than most people would. So
yes.
So are we doing a Fast and the Furious musical parody?
Can I tell you, when I was in college, it wasn't Fast and Furious because it was before I saw any of those movies, but I took a screenwriting class with Tobin Addington, who we've had as a guest on the show a couple times because he was my favorite professor. Like, I didn't want to write movies, but, like, I took a class with him because I wanted to take a class with him. Mm-hmm. And, like, the first week's homework was go come up with 3 movie ideas, and then you're going to pitch them next week, and, like, the class is going to pick which one you want to write. And I was like, okay, I want to do Romeo and Juliet, but Romeo's a zombie and also it's a musical. And people were like, I don't want that. And then, like, 2 years later, Warm Bodies came out. I'm just like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Not a musical, but, like, I could have, you know, it was an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great idea. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you. All right, let's watch D.E.B.S. 2004 trailer. Posted by Media Graveyard, which I think is new to us. The name of the video is D.E.B.S, and then the description I just love is also known as D.E.B.S with no periods.
Oh my God.
It's just like, yeah,
there
we
is
know.
No need for that. Okay.
All right, it's 1 minute and 56 seconds long. Let me know when you both have it queued up.
I'm queued.
I'm ready when you are,
All
bud.
right, 3, 2, 1, play.
PG-13. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I never noticed the ratings until we watched the trailers. Like,
I also think if this came out today, one of the big changes is that Devon Aoki would not be smoking. Because, like, smoking in movies has significantly changed.
Cheat, fight, and destroy.
Hell yeah.
oh, the intro of them dancing on the SAT Scantron answers, top tier.
There are so many of them.
Some call them
so many D.E.B.S.
Fools call them innocent.
So this is the opening thing that I read before.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Whatever.
We did not talk about the, like, bank vault they're in with the spikes on the ceiling.
So
True,
good.
yeah.
Yes, she still has both of her hands.
Max,
You know about it.
Dominique, 5 minutes. No boys allowed upstairs.
Janet,
Apparently one of those guys was just, like, a guy on set that maybe Devon Aoki was with, and, like, just kept him in the movie.
Nice.
Coffee black, iconic line.
Fringlish is not a language.
Fringlish? It's Franglish.
en route 2 minutes.
Okay.
This is retarded.
In the
Oh,
trailer.
in the trailer. In the trailer?
Wow.
Back in the States.
Apprehend the suspect. Recover the money.
I do think that, like, that little screen in the dashboard there feels very Speed Racer, where it's like, this doesn't look real, but it's also not supposed to look real.
Yes.
an evil villain who's on the loose.
Australia's toast.
Oh, wow. Australia made it too.
Like their attitude.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Lisa, I'm so sorry.
What's that movie with Jody and the little dog falls in the well?
And my fucking reference.
Oh my God. This sounds hilarious.
A killer
Oh, we didn't talk about like, You're the Lamb.
proves justice
Yes.
Have you seen my gun?
is a
Oh my
four-letter
God.
word.
Justice is a 4-letter word.
She almost kissed you.
D.E.B.S.
Knock him dead. But not really.
On
On
DVD.
DVD.
Okay. Cool.
They hit the highlight reel, but also did miss some. So yeah,
You
nice.
gotta save some for the movie.
For sure. You definitely do.
I don't know that like I would know the plot really. Like it's a fun trailer, but I'm like, I don't know what the movie's about. Other than like
that's-
high school spies.
Yeah, but like that leaves you wanting more. I feel like trailers give way too much away these days.
They definitely do.
Ag-
like you
Agreed,
watch a trailer
agreed.
and you're like, oh, I just saw the whole film. Like I don't need to see that.
Okay, Letterboxd game. So Lisa, we're going. You didn't play this with us last time because we don't do this with the Fast and Furious movies. But Letterboxd.com, the social media site for film. We go on Mad Max Fury Road, one of the most popular films on Letterboxd. Has been
Don't
seen
go on
by
Letterboxd.
2.5 million people. But D.E.B.S. 2004, directed by Angela Robinson, starring Sarah Foster, Jordana Brewster, Megan Good, Devon Aoki, and Jill Ritchie, has been seen by how many people?
How many people has logged D.E.B.S. on Letterboxd?
Oh, it's like how they.
I just guess a number.
blog.
We just guess a number. Do you want me to go first to give you a
Yeah.
range?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess 7,500 as my first
7,500.
guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you know, she said it was a lesbian classic. Scratch that.
Okay.
Scratch that. Give me 35,000.
35,000. Okay. Leesa?
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna just be different though, because I think 35 is a good number. Maybe like I'm gonna say like 43,000.
You're both too low.
Oh,
Wow.
damn.
62,000.
85.
The lesbian cult thing.
What did you say,
rings
85?
true.
Yeah.
You're both
1,000?
too low. One more guess.
What?
Yeah. People love Debs.
250,000. Fuck it.
110.
158,000 people have seen Debs.
Yes.
Insane. That's an
yes!
insane amount. For a movie like this, Lisa, I don't think you understand that that's like a bonkers number. That's
what
why I was like
said.
7,500
Lesbian
to
cult
start.
classic. Love it. I just didn't know there were so many lesbians on Letterboxd.
Letterboxd
It's-
is
yeah.
dominated by specifically queer high school students.
Fuck yes. We love it.
Yes, yeah.
That's okay. The old white man has been dominating the movie rating spaces for so long. I love this for everybody. Okay.
It skews the results a lot of the time too. You have to factor this into the
So
numbers.
average
Okay.
rating of a 3.7, which is wildly high.
That's so low.
The most popular rating is a 5-star, and then the second most is a 4-star. How many
That's
of
insane.
those? So Lisa, on Letterboxd, every profile has 4 different movies they can put as their top 4 films. Like people change them around. Like these are my 4 favorite from this month. Oh, like Val Kilmer just died. Here's my top 4 Val Kilmer movie. Like people, whatever. But for the most part, people have like 4 movies they love as their top 4.
God, this is gonna be
How
high.
many of the 158,000 people who have seen this movie have put Debs in their top 4? I will also say the rough rule of thumb is 0.1%. So it should be like 158. Should be. If this
I'm
was a
gonna
normal
say
movie.
2,000.
I think that's a little high, but
I was going to say 1,500, but then I decided to go for.
You can go
I'm
for
going
it.
to go 850, which I think is a high number.
You're both too low.
What?
Bananas.
This number is crazy. Like I knew that this was high, and then also like I knew the history of this movie, but also Lisa cementing it. But like, yeah, higher than 2,000.
Okay.
That's insane.
What about
That's a bananas
5,000?
I got to go like 3,600.
3,500. 3,500 people have this in their top 4 favorite films of all time.
For a movie that hasn't come out in what was this 2004, so it's 20 years old.
Yeah.
That's insane.
We are going to go
That's
to
bananas.
Lima at 05 Lima, who watched this in January of 2022, says, one of my fave sapphic movies. The blonde brunette trope always does it for me. It's crazy. Also, Jordana, just yes. Lucy, I don't know if I want to be her or want to be with her. 5 stars. And then
Love
the next
it.
summer, again, again, 5 stars. So Lima's top 4 favorite films. Number 3 is Debs.
Now, Lisa, we have to guess the other movies this user has in their top 4.
And I give hints that are like both obvious but also not. So I clicked on so many profiles, like trying to find things like just movies that Joe has heard of. Like there were things in here that like, so I landed on one that, like, at least they're 4 known movies. They're not as gay as I would have liked if I had looked at every 3,500 people. Like, but again,
That's a
there's
lot to
limits
choose
my
from.
thing.
You gotta.
Is Bottom and Cheerleader in there?
No, it's not. Like, there's none
Okay.
here. I will say there is. I don't think she's queer, but there's another high school coming of age movie from the last 10 years that I think was nominated for Best Picture that isn't here.
Booksmart?
Lady Bird.
Ladybird.
Booksmart. Oh, okay. Lady Bird. Cool. Off the rip. There
No,
we
there's
go.
definitely
Nice.
queer stuff in Booksmart. Like that's
Yeah. That's why I was.
can't
That's why I was guessing
remember.
Booksmart.
there's one movie that came out last year that's apparently her favorite film of all time, which doesn't make any sense to me being her favorite film. She just gave it 5 stars when she saw it in December. It's
came
kind of
out
a
last year?
biopic.
Oppenheimer. So I mean,
About a woman or a man? Or can we not know?
Well,
a complete unknown.
no, it's not. That's why I said it's kind of a biopic. It's not really about a person. It's about a thing.
The Brutalist.
It's not the Barbie movie.
No, it came out last year.
Oh, good guess. Good
Barbenheimer
guess,
was
though.
2
I
years
like
ago.
that.
Okay, I can't. What is time? Everything's
know.
on fire.
At 11:30 p.m. on October 11th, 1975, It goes on from there. The revolution begins at 11:30 is the tagline for this movie.
Biopic?
It's not
Kind
the
of.
Kate Winslet one, is it? No, that's
it's
for
again,
sure
it's not about a
biopic.
person.
Okay.
The revolution begins at 11:30.
Came out last year.
Man, we really just not up to date with our movies. Is it the is it that Meg movie? Not Meg, the robot. What's
Megan?
that movie? Megan.
No.
Is it that? Okay.
Good guess. That would have been good.
The genres drama and comedy.
Dramedy, if you will.
I'm trying not to just give it away.
I know. Yeah, Joey tries to give us vague clues so that
These
can
are all
guess.
really specific. I just think we might not know this movie.
No, you definitely know this movie.
Oh, really?
It takes place apparently in real time leading up to something at 11:30.
Something at 11. The Purge. I don't know. What's at 11:30?
11:30 p.m.
On a specific day of the week.
Definitely know this movie. And it came out last year.
On a specific day of the week.
Every week
said.
for the last 50 years.
Is it about like Jeopardy? Is it a nighttime show? Is it like
It's
one of
11:30
these?
p.m. Saturday nights.
Saturday Night Live? What is this? The making of Saturday Night Live.
it was Saturday night.
Okay.
Oh,
that's right.
I haven't seen that.
Okay.
I didn't know that was a movie. I thought it was a documentary.
Oh yeah, no, it's like they're recreating I've not seen the movie, but the movie
I
is
haven't
the
seen it
90
either.
minutes leading up to the first episode of SNL.
Oh.
So they have someone playing Lauren, they have someone playing the entire original cast. They have a bunch of different people.
That makes sense.
So it's not like a
Okay.
biopic, but it's also kind of a biopic.
You're right.
It's like a
Yeah,
biopic
I
of
see
a
what
show.
you mean. That's a hard one to hint.
Okay, and then number 4. So this movie came out in 1999. It's been
Okay.
covered by 1999 Podcast. Lima's review of this movie says, "Oh, how I love love." And then I think she says, "As a fan of House of the Dragon, Reese was so funny here. LOL."
Reese Witherspoon?
RHYS.
Oh.
Reese Ifans, the Welsh actor. Probably mispronouncing that terribly.
1999?
Yes. Starring at
Somebody
the time,
from House of the Dragon.
Starring at the time the biggest movie star in the world, probably.
Man
Playing-
or woman?
A biggest movie star in the world.
Interesting. Playing
And
the
you said
biggest
it's an acronym?
No. I was looking
Okay.
up what HOTD was, but it's House of the Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That threw me.
So this movie
Thank
stars
you.
the biggest movie star in the world at the time, playing in the movie, not themselves, but the biggest movie star in the world.
Tom Cruise? Was he the biggest movie star at the time in 99?
He's pretty big. I mean, that was the year that Magnolia and also Eyes Wide Shut came out. But this is someone who's even, I would, on par with Tom Cruise.
Oh, The Truman Show?
Good guess. Good guess. I like that.
I don't know if Jim Carrey was... Oh, damn. So we just have to speculate in silence?
Yeah.
When was The Truman Show?
I don't know.
That was in the 90s, wasn't it? Or maybe early 2000s.
Maybe. See, this game is really hard. I'm
Yeah,
glad I have you
but 1999 was such a good year for movies, and I feel like I do quite like the 1999 films. Playing the biggest... Who was the biggest movie star in 1999?
playing a movie star in the movie.
Not playing
was it?
themselves, but playing...
Yeah, playing a big
The movie
star.
is about someone meeting a movie star and falling in love. It's a huge movie. 1.4 million people have logged this.
Fuck.
Not 54. That's way too niche. Who was the biggest movie star in 1999?
I will say this person the next year gave a performance in a biopic they won Best Actress for. I'll just say it's a woman.
Oh, it's a woman biggest movie star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it Ocean's 11?
The
Is
doctor
it
was a woman. No, but this
Well,
this
I also
actress
was a man or a woman.
this actress is in those movies.
Is it Julia Roberts?
In
Pretty Woman.
no,
No,
that's in the
she's
80s,
not
man.
playing a movie star in Pretty Woman.
She
Yeah,
plays a
what-
prostitute.
Yeah. I'm trying to
I would
think
call
of-
that acting, Joey. I don't know what.
What's a movie where Julia Roberts plays a movie star?
I can't remember a movie. where
Ocean's
she plays
11.
it.
Well, she plays like Tess, but
Well, she plays herself in Ocean's 12.
yeah, that one. That's what I'm thinking of. What does she play a movie star in?
Also starring Hugh Grant.
Oh, is it Notting Hill?
Notting Hill.
Oh,
See, I would have
I
never
don't.
got that one.
I
would
haven't
have
seen
never
Notting
got
Hill
that one.
since it came out. I didn't
really
know she
good.
played a movie star in that movie. I believe it. I just have never felt called to rewatch that. Do you know what I did rewatch on the plane the other day though? It was my best friend's wedding, and that movie's insane. Actually, great cast.
A couple years
Love
ago,
Julia
I
Roberts.
did a Julia Roberts because I was like, I haven't seen very many
my
of her
God,
big
I
movies, and I
love-
watched like a handful of those movies. I watched that summer Notting Hill, Pretty Woman, My Best Friend's Wedding, and Mystic Pizza. So shout out to all the things that Joe...
Mystic Pizza.
The movie just mentioned, and also Connecticut. And I still can't believe that in My Best Friend's Wedding, she's like the villain. Like, she's like trying to break up her friend's wedding because she's in love with
on her side because Julia Roberts is so charming. Like, you just can't... Like, I was watching it, I'm like, this is evil, but I love her. Like,
hey, Joe, have you seen that movie? Do you know what that's about?
No.
Julia Roberts is best friends with Dermot Mulroney, who is getting married to Cameron Diaz in like one of her very first movies, and she is like so charming and so sweet. And the movie's like, no, you're supposed to hate her because we root for Julia Roberts.
You have to root for Julia Roberts, but she's just like, she's been best friends with this guy for like however, it's so toxic for like women men relationships broadly for like the culture, but like she's been best friends with him for like, I don't know, 10 years. They like promised if they were still single at 28, which is so fucking funny, like 28 so old, that they would get married. And then all of a sudden he's like, I'm getting married, and she's just like, boo, I want you. And then just like tries to break them up in the most hideous ways, like basically like tries to get him fired from his job, like pretending to be her dad, and like she like makes her sing karaoke when she hates karaoke, and like all of it, it's just like she's viciously horrible. And then she has this like gay best friend who's like the worst gay trope best friend ever. It's just like but like the whole movie somehow like so charming and watchable. Like you're just
because
like, I love
Julia
this.
Roberts is at the peak of her powers in the late 90s. Like, it's just like...
Yeah.
And the hint I was going to give is that I think in Erin Brockovich, I think her performance in that movie is like the best in any movie I've ever seen. Like, she's just so goddamn good in Erin Brockovich. So
that's a good movie.
But also go watch D.E.B.S because D.E.B.S is good.
Oh
D.E.B.S is a blast.
Right back to D.E.B.S. I love a good romp.
Leesa, thank you for joining us for this fun romp.
Thank you for having me.
What would you like to plug? Is there anywhere that you want people to find you online, or are you mostly hiding from people online?
Wow, I am kind of hiding from people online. We are actually releasing Sweetbitter episodes at the moment, though, which I have been absolutely lackluster in promoting because life is lifing. But we're actually covering Christianity and like queer and women's Christianity. So we talked to a bunch of like queer and women pastors.
Have you been watching Righteous Gemstones?
I haven't, and I feel like I should. I've been meaning to add it to my list. It's not my normal kind of show, but it feels like I really should be. For me, this
you just
podcast
made me think of that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry
totally
You're
fine.
Good.
But yeah, I think that when we're like in this time where like religion is broadly being used as like a tool of evil to like not do the things that the Bible says. Like the Bible was like, hey, like love your neighbor and like, yeah, don't be a cunt, basically. I'm sorry if I can't say that word on
You're
your
okay.
show.
No,
I'm Australian. I'm allowed. But like it says all these wonderful things, and then all of this stuff is being used to kind of like broadly take away women's rights, queer rights, and just, you know, deporting immigrants and all of this stuff. So I just think it's super important. So we release that every fortnight, or every 2 weeks, as you would say in America, or bi-weekly. I never understood.
Well, it's bi-weekly and semi-weekly, which both mean the same thing. It's either twice a week
it's
or every 2
actually
weeks.
Just insane. There is a word that exists, and it's fortnight. It's perfect use for that. So.
And then coming soon is your Leftovers podcast.
Well, I mean, let's talk about that because I have literally everything prepared for it. I just, let's chat about the Leftovers podcast. I have awesome artwork. I have an awesome name. It's like, it's all there. It's all there. Yeah, we have, and actually we did this like in 2021 and we just never executed. We got like most of the way there and then we didn't have time. So let's chat about it.
Yeah, I've watched that show, I think, all the way through 3 times.
Yeah, I've seen 3 or 4 episodes. I think we got to, and then we just couldn't keep it up. But
yeah, the first season I will say is good. The first season is based on the book, and then the second and third season are just like they just go wild with it, and it's amazing.
And it's good. It's really good stuff.
Oh no, I believe it, and I know it, and it is actually like I've actually just thought about watching it, and then I'm like, no, I still have hope for this podcast. So yeah, let's see if that ever happens.
You got to hold that hope. Joe, our next episode is A Life in the Fast Lane number 48, the first full minute that Sean is in Tokyo. We're going to get. Today is the 7th in the next minute, which is very exciting.
I'm so excited.
And our next movie on the main feed is Fate of the Furious. So come up soon. You know, we just saw a musical about it.
Yeah, right?
We did. We can compare it directly hand to hand to the musical, yeah.
And it's also reminded me that we don't have a guest yet for that one, so I will find someone to talk about Fate of the Furious with us in 2 weeks. I got time. Nothing but time.
Nothing but time. We can make Brian do it for like the 3rd time or something. Isn't that the one that he's covered?
No, he's done 7. He's done 7 a couple times.
Yeah. None of us. We had Brian come on to join us for an episode of Fast and Furious 7, which he had already done, and nobody realized it. That's how
he
deep
also didn't realize it, or
he did not realize it. We did not realize it. None of our listeners realized. Nobody realized that we've already done this.
Love
the
it.
episode art that I pulled for both episode was the same. So I guess we had talked about the scene where Kurt Russell's character was shot in both episodes, and I was just like, that's good art, and I didn't remember doing that either, so I don't know. Anyway, shout out to our patrons, Alex, Ellen, and Justin Clement, Brian Rodriguez, the aforementioned of Furious 7, Wes Hampton, Jerry Robinson, Dan the Duke, Hayden Round, D. Donato, Michael McGann, Lane Middleton, Lindsay Lewandowski, Nate Milton of the Kings of Sport, Jason Rainey, Tom Price, Mike Alley, Josh Buckley of Whole Lotta Wolves, Michael Moser, Christian Larson, Taryn Newman, Aaron Malose, Natalie Absolute, Randy Carter, Josh Gularm, Alex Walsh, Jack Haley, and Jessica Collins, a.k.a. Montez. Thank you all for supporting the $5 a month level or above. And for all things Too Fast, Too Forever, go to cageclub.me, facebook.com/TooFastTooForever, or at TooFastTooForever on all the social platforms. Email us, family@cageclub.me. Check out our Patreon page at TooFastTooForever.com and our store at cageclub.me/shop. And come back next week for a Life in the Fast Lane. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too.
And that was Leesa Charlotte of the upcoming Leftovers podcast and also the Sweetbitter podcast. And we will tell you all about it
when we see you again.